because I got into the secret lives of Mormon wives and I'm obsessed.
A lot of people are, Chelsea.
Now, I don't like this format. The whole season dropped at once. I was thinking we were going to get to do episode by episode. Today, I'm just going to be talking about episode 1. The First Book of Taylor is the title of the episode.
Great.
And if the cuties are interested, maybe I will talk about it on Patreon because I cannot stop talking about it. But I wish that it was the option to watch it week to week because I feel like this show is going to have such a short shelf life to talk about it because everybody's binged it and then we're just going to like move on as a society.
And that's the problem with things that drop. I don't know if this is coming back or not, but if it does, when you don't watch it week to week, you forget what happens. So it could be your favorite show in the whole world right now. And then when it comes back, you're like, who are these people?
Yeah, for sure. Because I can barely keep them straight even now. What do you know about this mom talk, Mormon, mommy vlogger community?
I know one did a dance with a dead baby.
How dare you? The baby was only in critical condition.
Oh, okay, pardon me.
Shout out to Ether Opal on Instagram. Please go to her stories. She does really funny like Barbie reenactments of reality shows, and she reenacted the dancing scene. And I'm probably half the views on that video because I watched it upwards of 100 times in a row.
It was so good. I also know that they all like fuck each other's husbands or something, and that's how they got famous.
Yeah, so they were, and I quote, soft swingers, which meant everything but penetration.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if butts count because this is the Mormon community. And in the intro, the way that the graphic of the show title comes up is like a Google search. And one of the things that pops up is soaking. So it's a wink and a nod to us normies that have learned about the culture of soaking, also known as floating. So I liked this show because I feel like they've found people who are ready to play the game. Like I feel like, and we've talked about this, but Real Housewives have gotten to a place of self-production at a level that isn't sustainable. Like they are in on it too much at times. But this group of people, number one, the desperation for fame is there. They also think they know what's going on, but they're about to have their world shattered because they're used to curating their own image on TikTok and social media. So you can tell like what they think they're presenting, but already the shady editors are like, nope, we're actually going to pull footage from this cop cam from your domestic violence arrest. Spoiler alert, that's how episode 1 ends, with a police call and the cops showing up to a drunk Taylor Frankie who has pissed her pants. And it is a sad situation because it's domestic violence and like she might be the perpetrator or he might be the perpetrator. But she's sitting there with urine in her pee pants and she gets booked. And that's the cliffhanger we're left on. Like they are showing it all and they don't give a fuck how they look because they all look bad.
Oh.
I'm telling you, Donnie.
I'll give the first episode a try. But here's what I hate, Chelsea. Number one, I hate reality shows that are non-competition shows about young people.
Well, these are very young people, but you might get some old people too because they're young women married to old men.
Well, that doesn't do it for me.
I know. It's really bleak, actually.
And I need my old women, middle-aged women, to be under a Bravo edit. I don't watch other networks either. So I have a very distinct taste for reality TV. However, what I hate even more than reality TV about young people, what I hate even more about non-Bravo shows about middle-aged women, is people telling me how much I'll like something. I said, not you, this is to all the kitties, all the real Donnywood followers, all the people who know me in real life, who saw my message to you saying Chelsea is bullying me into trying to watch this. And they came into my DMs and said, oh, you'll love it. It's right up your alley. It's so bad, but it's good. Leave me alone! Just leave me alone!
Well, I know that you said that wasn't directed towards me, but I am now going to spend the next 5 to 10 minutes telling you why you'll definitely love it. It's funny because they think they're giving Kardashian. They think they're giving Shaken Up Salad, talking about glam. But like, for example, we meet Jessie, who owns a hair company, Jay-Z Hair. And the very first scene, she's talking about the billboard that says Jay-Z Hair and the fact that the community is mad at her because they think it says Jizz Hair. Or we're meeting Whitney, for example, who they say likes to be the leader of the Klan. Maybe we don't use the word Klan in talking about this group of women who look the exact same and are white and blonde. I don't know. But Whitney moved to Hawaii for 2 months to, and I quote, get away from the noise. We find out that her husband was on Tinder because he had a porn addiction and he's confused sexually. Never talked about again. I have never been so concerned about hair on a man's head. On the YouTube, I will post the picture I'm showing Donnie.
That looks like Joe Exotic. Is that his name?
Yeah, the Tiger King.
Yeah.
I'm so concerned for that. So we learn all of this about Whitney. Then there's a funny like one-upping situation where she comes clean to the girls that yes, her husband was on Tinder and potentially gay, TBD. And Taylor one-ups her and is like, well, by the way, I just had a miscarriage. And also I am maybe going to get married to this man, even though it's only been 3 months since the scandal, 1 month since my divorce. But I'm dating this man who used to be an addict, even though I refused to give up drinking, even though he almost died from fentanyl, even though we have trust issues. And when we first posted a TikTok together, my mom came into the comments and put red flag emojis. And then all these people slid into my DMs because he was potentially cheating on me. But I like jealousy because I can tell that he's interested. So anyway, no red flags here. And Whitney's response is like, well, this bitch just one-upped me.
Now, here's the problem I'm falling into, Chelsea. I hate everything I said I hate, but I do love when people talk passionately about something they like. So right now, you're tricking me into thinking that I will like it because I am get excited listening to you speak. But I'm afraid when I go and watch it myself, I'll hate it.
Also, we have a very toxic mother-daughter relationship that we haven't seen the likes of since Monica and her mom, Candace and her mom, Tinsley and her mom. And I don't know who the villain is yet, or if they're both the villain, but there is clear tension between Taylor and her mom that I really enjoy.
I do love a bitch mom.
Yeah, but honestly, at this point, I'm kind of team her mom because clearly Taylor is going through it and is making some pretty wild choices. Like, may I say again, she's 3 months out from the whole world knowing she was a soft swinger, 1 month out from her divorce, 7 weeks out from her new boob job, and now she has this boyfriend who she met on social media. He slid into her DMs, and she just had to start dating him because, and I quote, he looks exactly like Jake Gyllenhaal. Does this man look like Jake Gyllenhaal to you? So I'm all in on this show. I'm very excited about it. I haven't even gotten to the labiaplasty that apparently happens in an upcoming episode. Monty was telling me all about it. So at the very least, I'm going to be going on our friend's podcast to talk about it. But if I can suck you into the vortex, maybe we could do a Patreon episode or talk about it in a future TGIF.
Well, because you're so passionate about it, I do give you permission to use this platform for however you want to use it as well. So if you want to do a Patreon episode with a friend of ours, you can.
Okay.
Even if I'm not there.
You give me permission to talk about it away from you, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
The last thing I'll say is I do love a Salt Lake City vapid girl accent because it's different than the California Valley girl, but it's a lot of hard G's, like soft swinging, like the culminating dramatic scene when Taylor on camera tells her mom that she needs to take a pregnancy test. Her mom's response is, "Are you for real? Are you for real?" And she's like, "I'm for real." I love the way that these Mormons speak.
I do love the way they speak. I love the way the women look. I don't love the way the men look. And that makes it a tough sell for me.
But do you like the idea that all of the husbands could be gay?
Not if they're ugly. And that's why I don't like gays from anywhere other than a big city. Because, okay, here's the thing. If you're in a big city and you're gay, you can dress like you live in the capital of the Hunger Games and get away with it. And that's how you can show off your flamboyance. I was going to say flatulence. You can show that off too if you want. I do. That's how you can show off your flamboyance. Like that see-through shirt I wore to the O'Mary party. I love to show a nip anytime I can. But these gays from middle America who don't have the freedom to do that, and I understand that's where you come from. It's not you. You want to show nip, but you can't. So instead, you have to have that ugly haircut that Whitney's husband has to show that you could possibly be gay. But you're only showing that you have no style and deserve to be not even back in the closet, under the sewer.
Under the sea. They have a weird double whammy because they're also TikTok famous. So they have all the TikTok micro trends going on. But then this was also filmed like a year ago. So not only that, but it's like micro trends that were micro for a reason. And now we're a year later. And I'm like, why does it look like you have Muppet hair on your head, sir?
Because he does.
Yes, he does. Yeah. So I'm very interested. Again, I've only watched the first episode, but I'm hooked and I'm going to binge the rest today. And it is interesting because it almost takes it a step farther than Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, where we're starting to learn about the church, and each of the women are like in different levels of indoctrinated. And so some are drinking for the first time on camera, some don't drink, some participated in the soft swinging, etc. So it's a really interesting like peek behind the curtain, and I can't imagine that the church is going to let it go on for a season 2. So then I think the women are going to have to choose truly between like fame and religion, which will be interesting to see.
I will give the first episode a shot.
Thank you.